Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Greg Payson for Montclair Mutual Aid. We are celebrating our first anniversary of doing pretty incredible mutual aid work and building community in Montclair. Today we're going to have a series of speakers come and talk about their experience in Montclair during the pandemic, organizing for mutual aid. To tell my story, I came into Montclair Mutual Aid probably late March as the pandemic was starting, and we really started from scratch. We didn't know what to do. We were trying to organizing our neighborhoods and our neighbors and talking about where to buy masks and where to buy gloves, and that slowly morphed into some serious community organizing. In the late spring, we organized a community garden, which brought many of us together. We started delivering water, which I've been part of through Newark Water Coalition. We've distributed food through Tony's Kitchen. I personally have been part of the Thursday delivery, and we've worked with so many of our neighbors to do so many awesome things. This has been an opportunity to make a positive out of a very negative, and actually try to address things that the federal and local governments could not or would not do. So this was an incredible experience for myself. The one thing I want to talk about for Montclair Mutual Aid is it's brought such a diverse group of people, not just ethnically and by income levels, but politically as well. There's no organization that runs this other than ourselves. We have progressives and socialists and liberals and everybody working together and meeting together and making decisions collectively. So I want to welcome you to this event today, and you're going to see a series of speakers come about, and I believe Kimberly is next.
All right. Thank you, Greg. So I consider myself a little new to Montclair Mutual Aid. I've been here since I want to say October. I joined just looking for some volunteer opportunities throughout the town, and in turn actually found a community of people with huge hearts looking to give and connect with neighbors and people within the community. I've participated in Adopt a Family during Christmas season or holiday season, and it was a great opportunity to realize how many people in town are looking to help, to give, and bring joy to families. I've also participated in a lot of our food insecurity programs and outreach programs. And to piggyback off of what Greg said from the first meeting, I realized this is a diverse group of people coming from many different backgrounds, but all with the same common goal of trying to build this community of giving, of help, of support through many different avenues, from rent, from food, to housing, to water, community gardens. So it's been a great experience. I'm excited to see what we can do post-pandemic when we can really kind of connect with more people, but I'm enjoying my time, and hopefully everybody has been able to find value in what we've done for the community. And I'm going to go ahead and pass this off to Andrea. Thank you.
Here we go. Hi, I'm Andrea, and I've been involved with Montclair Mutual Aid since kind of late last spring. I was feeling more and more, partly because of COVID and partly because I have some time, wanted to volunteer more and be giving something to this community. And I heard about Montclair Mutual Aid, and I was hearing more and more about some of the interesting things they did. And I finally asked, gee, is there anything I might be able to volunteer for? And when I heard they were community gardens, I was like, oh, that's it. So I've done a little gardening in my own backyard, so I knew a little bit about it. And I think a personal family connection is having my grandmother grew up on a farm and once said, if you live on this earth, you should know how to get food from it. So that always kind of stuck with me. But anyway, for the community gardens, it's more to share with people who have some food insecurity. We are given a lot of direction and coaching and lots of patience by a master gardener. So we're not just floating around trying to figure out how to grow tomatoes. We really grow good organic crops, and I think to me it's always miraculous that this food comes out of the ground. But the neatest thing, and it's just the small part, is when you take a couple bags of beans and tomatoes and you walk over to Tony's Kitchen and you say, here's a donation, and you know that's going right into grocery bags to be delivered to people who need a little extra help, or people come pick it up, or maybe they cook it right there. But that's been my particular area of interest, and I've been very happy to be part of it, and hope that I'm really contributing to help my neighbors. That's what it is. And our next one is Lisa. Thank you. Madam. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lisa Conforti. I think I started about 3 months ago. I kind of started with being a steward for little free libraries, and it kind of grew into wanting to expand to help more people in the community. I started to hear about Montclair Mutual Aid through Facebook, and I started to research a little and saw all the great things that they were doing for the community, and I got involved particularly with the free little pantries. We have about 8 of them up now, and they're really helping for the food insecure. And then I help out a little bit with the community gardens. I've been helping out with the water distribution. We're going to try to do some arts and cultural events. But overall, it's been really nice. The people here are great, and I love helping out. And I'm going to hand it over to Irina.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Irina, and I got involved with Montclair Mutual Aid a few months ago. And, you know, on a personal note, we lost our father to COVID at the end of last March. So, you know, there was a long time where we were so personally affected, and then it was just so beautiful as we started hearing about how other people were coming together to help. I really felt like for me it was really meaningful that there was like an access, like anyone can be involved, you know, so it's just neighbors coming together in whatever way you're able. So, you know, at first it was just maybe coming to a meeting here or doing like an event here and there, but that sense of community and really just everyone being able to contribute someone and no one expecting anything of you other than showing up and giving in whatever way you can in the moments that you can. It's just a really beautiful thing, and I've loved getting to know people. It's really connected me to people in Montclair that I would have never met otherwise, and I'm involved with the community garden group, and we now created an arts and culture group too. We put on the poetry and toiletry drive event for International Women's Day, and it's just such a pleasure to know that all these people are here and just, you know, supporting one another. So it's been such a blessing, and thank you all, and I hope we continue to grow and build from here. Thank you everyone for your time. I know that time is so precious, and being virtual is very taxing. However, I think these messages are so essential for us to hear, especially to those who are not connected or feel disconnected with their town, their support system. Mutual aid has really done or been that support for me. As a contributor, I started with the free little pantry, assisting there, and have seen it grow from 3 pantries to, I believe, 6, close to 7 in the works. And the way that people are showing up is unprecedented. There are people who say, well, you know, I can do more. And that feeling is the warmth that a lot of families need right now, regardless of ability or resources. Everyone can use a little support, whether it's just a helping hand or delivering a meal, or even bringing awareness to menstrual products. So the reason why I say menstrual products and not feminine products is because we are one of the most inclusive groups that I've ever participated in. And not everyone who menstruates identifies as a woman. And that's something that I learned. I've grown so much being part of this group. As a Unitarian Universalist, our very first principle is understanding the inherent worth of every human being. And mutual aid, Montclair Mutual Aid, really does embody this. I plan to be here for the long run. In the future, direct aid is something that we're focusing on, identifying a holistic approach to helping people, understanding that people do not need to prove that they need help. If they're asking for help, there is a reason. And I'm extremely happy to have gotten a car magnet that says Montclair Mutual Aid. So if you see my car around and you see this little magnet, you know that the world is very small. So in the future, look around for Montclair Mutual Aid in town, and you'll realize we're making an impact. So I'm going to pass this along to a colleague of mine, another UU person, an amazing leader, John Lytle.
Well, I'll begin by putting on my humble hat and say I'm not as good a speaker as Susie. Montclair Mutual Aid. Well, I first started getting involved late last year or early this year. I'm not sure which. My initial interest was drummed up by hearing about one of the same projects Susie mentioned, and that's the Little Free Pantry movement. I'm a member of the UU congregation like Susie, and I just loved working on the project in general, but specifically getting one on the premises of our own congregation. And it's a joy to go there frequently, make sure it's stocked well, everything associated with the Little Free Pantry movement, and really every effort I've been exposed to as part of Montclair Mutual Aid. I love the lack of bureaucracy. I love the lack of structure, although probably the other members have more structure than I. And I'll mention one other thing. Through this organization, I heard of another one called Lasagna Love. It has a giving part and a requesting part. My biggest problem as a Lasagna Love volunteer is that nobody in Montclair has been requesting enough love. I've done deliveries to East Orange, Newark, Belleville. Come on, Montclair. There must be somebody out there, maybe a first responder, who would like a tray of lasagna delivered to them to thank them or to help them through the pandemic. If that speaks to you, just use Google and search the phrase Lasagna Love, and we'll connect, or you'll connect to another volunteer. Well, here's another mutual aid person for you. Here you go, Phoenix.
Thank you. Oh, it's stuck.
Hi, I'm Phoenix. I grew up in Montclair. I've lived here since I was about 8, minus college. I'm a socialist, and I joined Montclair Mutual Aid maybe last July. One of the first things I got into was the community garden, just because growing up in the 4th Ward my whole life, and seeing the closing of the Pathmark and how much it affected everyone in my community, I was very drawn to just being able to provide for people, and specifically with regards to there being a food desert, food apartheid, and fighting for food justice in Montclair and the surrounding towns. And I'm also involved in the Arts and Culture Committee, Aisle 7, which provides free menstrual products for all people who have periods. And I love Montclair Mutual Aid because I got plugged into people that maybe I would have never met otherwise. And I will pass it along to Leslie.
Hello, everyone. Not used to having my mask off. Welcome to the Montclair Mutual Aid first anniversary celebration. It's really great to see people in person. I'm a Hillside School teacher here in Montclair, and happy to see my students and their families every day. But this group has given me an opportunity to reach out to others across the community. in my own neighborhood. I've gotten to know a couple people who I've lived nearby for 3 years and didn't know. So Montclair Mutual Aid is just a great way to connect with neighbors, and there are two things that I notice about Montclair Mutual Aid. One is word of mouth, and word of mouth among people, just helping people across the community with whatever might be a pressing need. And I look forward to getting involved in the community gardening and even perhaps starting up a new program to help people think about career moves and jobs. The other thing is around organization, and word of mouth is great, and it's helped a lot of people so far as I understand through meetings and communicating with folks. I know they say that Facebook is like for moms and older people, but so be it. That's fine. That's where I found everyone, and I'm sticking with it. But the organization among the folks here has been great to reach out to even more people and help even more people. So I'm so proud and honored to do whatever I can to help and to contribute to my community. Thanks so much. Here's one of the stars of the show, Jonathan. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Leslie. Yeah, I'm Jonathan. I didn't bring any prepared remarks, but I did bring one prepared sentence, which is Montclair Mutual Aid's mission statement. And I really love this mission statement, so I'm going to just read this one sentence. The mission of Montclair Mutual Aid is to foster an ongoing network of people and groups in Montclair to help one another meet critical needs. And I think the operative word there, the most important word there, is network. We are not just a place that gives service to people. We are a network of everybody. And that is related to what the term mutual aid means. When I first joined this group back, last March or April, I thought mutual aid, sounded great, people helping one another, but I didn't realize at that time that, it has kind of a deeper, kind of tradition, a deeper meaning. And the deeper meaning has to do with bringing people together to form connections, relationships, bringing people together as neighbors and as community, not just having services delivered, not just being, kind of a charitable organization. So to me, that is the most important thing about Montclair Mutual Aid, bringing people together, forming these kinds of neighborhood network relationships. And the other thing I want to say is just that mutual aid is for everybody. It's not just for people in need. It's not just a volunteer organization. It's a community organization that makes our town stronger. So hope everybody can join, and we love to have new members, new participants. We have our website, montclairmutualaid.org, and invite you to, come check us out. And next we have Madeline. So thank you.
Doing a little dance. Hi everyone. I have some written remarks that I actually borrowed, but it describes Montclair Mutual Aid perfectly. Mutual aid is collective care. As neighbors, we share resources, work, care, and responsibility in support of one another. And we build community power to change social and economic conditions. And Montclair Mutual Aid brings people together. We collect and distribute essential resources such as groceries, toiletries, appliances, and clothing to families and individuals who need them. We help community gardeners harvest vegetables for distribution. And we partner with other groups such as Montclair Moms of Color, Tony's Kitchen, and the Northeast Earth Coalition. And it's important to note, which you may have heard already, mutual aid is solidarity and not charity. and we're all in this together. With unity, our community can address issues that are important to us. That includes having food deserts and food apartheid and hunger. And it includes housing, COVID-19, and racial justice and transformative justice. It also addresses police violence and gentrification and education equity and job opportunities. So building neighborhood economies and creating leverage for people's well-being. And we pull resources together and we build community wealth. And we save money and we save labor by working together to meet everyone's needs. So in the process, we're able to strengthen relationships among our neighbors. And that's most important for our community. Thanks so much. Have a good day.
Hello, my name is Anuraj Bismal. I joined Montclair Mutual Aid just a few weeks ago. I've been volunteering for some time at Tony's Kitchen doing deliveries for seniors, and I've seen with my own eyes after many years the need in this town and how it's hidden behind, you know, these glorious homes and these wonderful doors. And I was introduced to Montclair Mutual Aid, and as a newcomer, you know, I'm definitely interested in helping folks, and they're very organized with a Slack application with a volunteers needed hashtag. So it's very easy for me just to monitor that and then just pitch in where I can. So I'm really happy to have joined this group. And if you're sitting at home watching this, wondering what you can do, honestly, if I can help out, you all can help out as well. So please join.
Thank you. Thank you, Anuraj. I am Kate Albright. I've been part of Mutual Aid since March or April. I mean, everyone has pretty much covered so much of what Montclair Mutual Aid is. One thing that makes it really special to me is the age diversity. I love that we have young people. We've even had teenagers involved, but we have consistently a really strong core group of young 20-year-olds, and we have going up to 60s beyond. I don't know all of our ages, but that's one thing I love because I feel like we have so much to learn from each other. I know I have so much to learn from young people, and hopefully they have the young people have stuff to learn from older folks too. I know they do. So that's one of the things I love. I love being part of this group of people that I would never have been organizing with and just being with and enjoying conversation with on a regular basis. To tell you a little bit about our structure, we definitely have structure. We have a lot of structure. So, but like Anuraj said, you can join at any level. We have meetings twice a month. We meet from 8 to 10 p.m. on Wednesday evenings by Zoom. It's pretty intense, and the fact that we have a dedicated group of people, 15 to 20 people coming twice a month, 2 hours, intense meetings on Wednesday nights is amazing. Now, having said that, you don't have to come to these meetings. You can come in a more relaxed way. We have groups that we call affinity groups that meet as they can throughout the month, and that's, for most of them, still pretty often, and they get together as their schedules allow. So that's like the community gardening group, the Aisle 7 group. That's the group that's making these monthly distribution events, and whatever someone in the community feels like they want to do, they can just start an affinity group, and there's enough people that are interested. So I think that is a cool thing. Now, I have to say that sometimes you might get overwhelmed by the work you do, and it's important to take a break and take care of yourself. So I did that from November to February. I just stepped back because I personally find the holidays overwhelming, even during COVID, and I don't have to see my family as much. It's still overwhelming, so I stepped back, and I'm really glad I did that. So, you know, you don't have to feel bad if you need to take a break. Take a break and come back and, be rejuvenated. So, like I said, you can participate in any way you want. You don't have to come to these monthly, twice a month meetings if you don't want to. You can just come to the affinity groups. And the most special thing to me is the diversity. I love the diversity of ages. We have a pretty good racial diversity as well. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm going to pass it on to Justin.
All right, good evening, everybody. I'm Justin. I'm from Montclair originally. I grew up in Montclair, the 4th Ward, Lackawanna Plaza. One reason I joined this group was because of food insecurity and arts. So we haven't had a grocery store in Montclair in my area in 5 years, 6 years now. It's ridiculous. So I just joined this to make a difference because we can't trust government. Honestly, we can't. We have to do it ourselves. So that's why I joined this group, though, because I know these people. It's a lot, not a lot of us too, but I know these people are down for the cause too. So I love this group too. And I started we started an arts group too. We had our first event last week too, a poetry event too. So I just like to combine those two things, art and food too. So that's it for me. If you see me in town, to say hi, whatever. I'm passing off to Amina.
Hi, I'm Amina Toller. I've been a Montclair Mutual Aid member now for over a year. My purpose for joining the group was to ensure that people that live in my area of town, the 4th Ward, would not be forgotten about. There's a lot of people in our community that need help. I joined Montclair Mutual Aid to ensure that no one was overlooked, no one was forgotten about. It's been a pleasure working with this group. We have an awesome group of people, volunteers, that volunteer their time. They're dedicated individuals to helping people in our town, and I'm happy to be part of Montclair Mutual Aid. Feel free to visit our Facebook page, learn more about us. With that said, I'm going to turn it over to our councilman, Peter Yacobelis.
Okay. Hi, everybody. First of all, thank you to everybody for being here. Look at this group. Amazing. Everybody say hi. Coming at you from Edgemont Park House, so we're both virtual and we're live. Look, I'm just excited to be invited to be here, represent the council. Spoke to most of my colleagues this morning and they all send their thoughts and are really supportive. Look, I was thinking about what I was going to say, and this past week I unearthed some videos from when I was a kid, and my family and I grew up in a 1-bedroom apartment in Queens, and it was 5 of us in a 1-bedroom apartment, and my partner commented, "You all lived in a 1-bedroom apartment?" So yeah, you know what, but we were always outside, and we had our neighbors, and my whole family lived within walking distance. So I was fortunate enough to grow up in a time when we had a village to support ourselves, right, where we weren't isolated. I really think the digital era has isolated us in so many ways, and that's why I think a group like this is so important and adding so much value. We're bringing the village back, right? Hillary Clinton once said it takes a village, and I firmly believe that it does. And I want to destigmatize asking for help. Challenge yourself if you're out there. Is the block that's stopping you from asking for help pride? Don't let it be pride. Don't let it be shame. Don't let it be embarrassment. Reach out. And to those of you who are in a position to help, please donate to Montclair Mutual Aid to support the efforts. What I love about this organization, and Amina will tell you, I've told her this plenty of times, they just get stuff done. They're not waiting to go through the process of bureaucracy with working with government. They're not trying to check all the boxes and make sure everyone is aligned. They are urgently getting things done the same way an ambulance responds to a crisis. So please get involved, please reach out. And again, thank you everybody for doing such incredible direct work for the community of Montclair.
Thanks, everybody. Hope you enjoyed our video. Buddy wave, say hi.